welcome back to Kamath Astrology, and today I will cover another transit which is going to happen on 6 September 2021. That is, Venus is going to move from the sign of Virgo or Kanya into the sign of Libra, and he is going to stay there till 2nd October 2021. So let us analyze the impact of this transit in general. So this picture shows you the chart on 6th September 2021, and you can see Venus depicted by the red circle. Okay, Venus is also known as Shukra in Vedic astrology, and Venus is the planet which represents love, romance, luxury, sensual pleasures, all types of comforts in our life. Whatever we experience with our senses, that is Venus. Venus rules two houses in the zodiac belt. One is the sign of Taurus, where Rahu is placed, shown by the letters RA, and other is the sign of Libra, where Venus has transited on 6 September 2021. So when a planet is in its own house, it is considered to be powerful and strong, and it is capable of giving good results. Now Venus rules the second house of Taurus, which represents wealth, finances, luxury and speech, and the seventh house of Libra or Tula, which represents balance, harmony and partnerships. So this means when Venus is placed in the seventh house, that is its own house, it should give good results related to marriages, partnerships, and we should get all kinds of comforts in our life. But is that really true just because Venus is in his own house? Let us explore this. Now let us look at some other astrological combinations. When Venus is transiting, you can see a purple circle in which Moon and Sun are placed. Okay, which means the Sun and Moon are very close to each other, and therefore this is the day of Amavasya. Secondly, look at the 12th house from Venus. Okay, you can see two planets there, Mercury and Mars, which I am calling as neighbor 1. Okay, because they are in the 12th house to Venus, just besides Venus. And look at the neighbor 2, that is Ketu, who is present in the sign of Scorpio. So in a way, Ketu is a malefic planet, Mars is also a malefic planet. Okay, and therefore Venus is surrounded on both the sides by malefic planets, which means Venus is trapped in something called as Pap Kartari Yoga. Okay, which will limit the abilities of Venus to give very good results. Which planets are aspecting Venus? That is also very important. So first is, there is a very good aspect of Jupiter falling on Venus, which is shown by the green line. Okay, and this is Jupiter's 9th aspect falling on Venus, which means Jupiter enhances the qualities of Venus. So in this time, you will feel very motivated to build partnerships, to indulge in relationships, and to enjoy all the pleasures in life. And Jupiter supports you wholeheartedly in this effort. Now, Jupiter is trying to teach us something. Venus is the planet of love. Jupiter is the planet which represents higher ideals, divine knowledge, love for God. And therefore, Jupiterian aspect on Venus actually tells us to develop love for God rather than developing sensual pleasures and sensual relationships, which will give us only temporary satisfaction. The other aspect falling on Venus, unfortunately, I did not show in this diagram, is Saturn's 10th aspect. Okay, Saturn is sitting in the sign of Capricorn, represented by the letters SA, and he is putting his 10th aspect on the sign of Libra, in which Venus is placed. Now, Saturn is a friend of Venus, but Saturn never changes his nature for anyone. Okay, so therefore, what does Saturn represent? Saturn represents structure, order, disciplines, obstacles. Okay, which means when Saturn puts his aspect on Venus, all these ventures such as love marriages, business partnerships, okay, any kinds of comforts you are trying to achieve in life, they will experience some sort of delay or obstacles, and Jupiter's aspect somehow reduces or mitigates the effects of these delays and obstacles. But nevertheless, these obstacles will come to the front. Saturn's aspect on Venus tells Venus to behave in a structured manner, okay, to approach life in a disciplined way, to approach romance in a disciplined way, to be very ideal and moralistic in your partnerships. In mundane astrology, Venus or Shukra also represents diplomacy. Okay, it represents foreign connections. Look at the planets 12th from where Venus is placed. You will see Mercury and Mars. The sign of Virgo is the natural sixth house in the zodiac belt, which represents conflicts, which represents struggles, which represents litigations, loans. Okay, and when Mercury and Mars are placed in the sign of conflicts, and this house is 12th from Venus, it indicates conflicts from foreign lands. Okay, so in this time period in particular, India is going to experience conflicts from foreign countries. You can already see Afghanistan is invaded by Taliban, and India may be forced to negotiate with these terrorists. So this is a period when India needs to be careful with whom it is negotiating, okay, because there are foreign partners, foreign countries who are trying to destabilize India, and that is what this Mercury Mars combination placed in 12th from Venus shows. Another important thing is the sign of Virgo is the natural fifth house in natal India's horoscope. Natal India's horoscope has an ascendant of Taurus. Okay, and in the ascendant right now, you can see Rahu is placed. The fifth house is related to educational institutes. Okay, it is related to education, it is related to students, which means certain students from India will work hand in glove with such terrorist organizations and try to spread violence in India. So these are some of the combinations which we can see in this chart. So there is quite a strong possibility that students belonging to certain universities within India may get influenced by this jihadist movement and may move to Afghanistan and fight against India. So this is a major challenge which India is going to face in times ahead, and this is clearly seen by the position of Mars as well as Venus, and Sun will also move into the sign of Virgo around 16 September 2021, which will make Mars combust. Okay, Mars is nothing but our will to do something, our power to fight for something. And when Mars comes in close conjunction with the Sun, Mars loses its energy to do good. Imagine you are standing in front of a hot ball of fire. You start sweating, you start feeling frustrated. That is how Mars is going to feel. That is how the Army, Air Force, Navy are going to feel, because they are not able to take strong decisions. So you can imagine how the US Army, how the US Air Force might be feeling right now, because their leader has not taken a proper decision. Okay, the true power of the armed forces is not really being used, though that army is capable of doing many things. So you can see some chaotic times ahead for India, okay, and the world in general. Even though Venus is well placed, its ability to give good results is limited by the neighbors that surround it. Venus is hemmed between malefic planets, thereby trapped in a Pap Kartari Yoga. And he is also aspected by Saturn, the planet of limitations. Okay, so Venus cannot really give lot of good results, but there is a positive side. Even Jupiter is putting his aspect on Venus right now. Okay, and on 14th September, Jupiter is going to move into Capricorn, which is when this aspect will no longer fall on Venus. And therefore, till 14th September, Venus somehow manages to give good results. But after that, the negative effects of this transit will be seen. That is, there will be lack of harmony in the world, because the sign of Libra represents balance and harmony. Okay, and there will be an increase in conflicts in the world. There will be an increase in the coronavirus cases, because Mars is in the 12th from Venus. Students in India associated with certain institutions may try to get into these conflicts, align with these terrorists, and cause lack of harmony across the world. So this is one thing we need to be aware of, and which is a negative effect of this transit. Now, because Mercury is in conjunction with Mars, okay, Mercury also represents finances, he represents communication, he represents analytical skills. Okay, and Mars represents aggression and domination. And because this is the 12th house from Venus, it indicates certain foreign connections will try to destabilize India by routing money into this country and trying to manipulate the stock market and other things. So this is also a negative effect of this transit, which we need to be aware of. Now, the natural second house, that is the sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, has Rahu in it, and this represents finances. Rahu represents foreign connections. So where is this money coming from? It is coming from foreign lands. It is illicit money which is coming into India's markets and trying to manipulate the stock market. So be very careful with your investments. Invest carefully for the next 2 to 3 months. Also be prepared for a sudden crash. In general, what does this transit teach us? It teaches us to develop love for God. Okay, to behave in a rational and sensible manner with our business partners, with our spouse. Let us look at the nakshatras through which Venus will transit while it is moving through the sign of Libra. So it will transit through the nakshatra of Chitra, which is ruled by Mars. And when it transits through the nakshatra of Chitra, definitely these terrorist activities, these diseases will increase. Next, it transits through the nakshatra of Swati, which is ruled by Rahu. Swati represents wind. Okay, and during this time period, there will be a great increase in diseases, in terrorist activities. And finally, it moves into the nakshatra of Vishaka, which is ruled by Jupiter. Okay, so when it moves into the nakshatra ruled by Jupiter, it will bring about a healing and awakening within the world. Okay, so all these events that are going to occur in the next 1 month are going to awaken us spiritually and also heal us in a big way. So friends, this is my analysis of the effects of Venus transit in the sign of Libra starting 6 September 2021 and going on till 2nd October 2021. Now, if you like this video, do mark it as liked on YouTube. If you are not subscribed to our channel Kamath Astrology, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button. For any consultations, any queries, email us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com and we'll be glad to assist you. To know more about us, visit our website astroseva.tripod.com. So friends, thanks a lot. Bye. Take care and stay safe.